Hi everyone, this is video number 6, and Daisy is back with me again, and I am, yes, wearing the same shirt that I was wearing in video number 5, so just keeping it real. I did wear other clothes in between, but I put this back on tonight. Okay, I'm going to talk about hope, and again, I'm going to do my best to keep this to under 4 minutes. So I was thinking about, I've been thinking about this word hope a lot in the last week, especially the last couple weeks. And I like to use the language when right now. So when things get back to a new normal, or when we are able to leave our house, because I think all of us do believe that that's going to happen at some point. I mean, there is inside of me a hope that everything is going to be okay and that we are going to flatten the curve and that we are all going to go back into regular life. And I was thinking of, and I think a new regular life, to be honest. But so I was thinking about where hope comes from. And I mean, certainly most people, I think, have hope from a higher power. I think that's often where hope comes from. It's certainly a part of where my hope comes from. But I also think that hope for me has come from lived experience and watching others' lived experiences. So I just was thinking about this example of something that happened recently, and I don't know if the person that I'm going to talk about watches this or not, but I won't say her name. But I have a friend I've known for 20 years, and she lost a son tragically a few years ago, and then lost her husband tragically a few months ago. And when somebody that you care about goes through something like that, it's heavy and it's heartbreaking, and it's hard to understand why somebody would have these two horrible griefs and losses. So we had dinner a few weeks ago, a group of us, and I'm sitting next to her, and she is laughing, and she's smiling, and she's talking about her life now, and certainly that's intermixed with explaining how deep her grief is. But seeing that, seeing somebody come through something that horrific and be okay as much as she can be, and to be enjoying her life, and to be looking forward, and to be working out her faith and her salvation and her grief and all those things while she processes all of that, it's big. So for me, when I see people go through really hard times and have resilience in that way, it gives me so much hope. It just fills me with hope. I have a lot of hope with a lot of things I see online right now, of how resilient and amazing and brave our doctors and nurses and hospital workers are right now. That's just, I can't even imagine how scary and awful that is. So that gives me hope, and that there are so many people out there willing to risk their own lives to help other people gives me hope. And then I look at my own life, and I look at things I've come through and where I'm at now, and things that maybe at the time I went through them, I didn't think I'd be able to get to the other side. That gives me hope. And then I look at society, and I look at how we've overcome really horrible, awful things in the past. Maybe nothing like this, but we've certainly gone through difficult things. And even remembering 9/11 is the closest I can imagine to feeling like I did then, how I feel now. But it was really scary, and I remember thinking nothing's ever going to be the same, and it's not the same. It's a new same, new different, new normal. But again, there's a lot of resilience shown during that time. So that's what helps me. I'm going to read something to you that my husband shared with me this weekend. So this is from Chad. He would not come on here and read it himself, so I'm reading it for him. Right, honey?
Correct.
Correct. All right. The future does have a name, and its name is hope. Feeling hopeful does not mean to be optimistically naive and ignore the tragedy humanity is facing. I'm very emotional tonight. Sorry. Hope is the virtue of a heart that doesn't lock itself into darkness, that doesn't dwell on the past, does not simply get by in the present, but is able to see a tomorrow. Hope is the door that opens onto the future. Hope is a humble, hidden seed of life that with time will develop into a large tree. It is like some invisible yeast that allows the whole dough to grow, that brings flavor to all aspects of life. And it can do so much because of a tiny flicker of light that feeds on hope is enough to shatter the shield of darkness. A single individual is enough for hope to exist, and that individual can be you. And then there will be another you, and it turns into an us. And so, does hope begin when we have an us? No, hope began with one you. When there is an us, there begins a revolution. Pope Francis said that this weekend?
No, 2 years ago at a TED Talk.
Oh, 2 years ago at a TED Talk. But Chad shared it with me this weekend. Maybe he found it again. So, anyways, that is powerful to me. So, there you go. I've had some great entries to my Notting Hill challenge, and I also had a text from my sister that she was watching Notting Hill because of my video, which all of those things have made me happy. So there you go. I will be back tomorrow night with the winner of the Notting Hill challenge. If you still want to submit your answers, jodiox@gmail.com. Have a great night, everyone. And Daisy and I are going to go drink some tea and eat some banana bread. Okay.